My prediction for the Joseph Parker and Fabio Wardley. I feel like Wardley wins this fight with a knockout. I don't know why I'm thinking of it, but it's just, you know, when you...
I don't think anyone is more deserving than Joseph Parker, and in my opinion...
I think Joe Parker wins it. I think
does that make it the right fight for Fabio?
The guy that
it's the right opportunity. It's all about opportunity. And you have to say it's the right fight, yeah.
Title. This is enormous, especially considering the life and death Fabio just had against Justice Hooney, where he just landed that one quitter hitter in the last, what was it, the last
4 KOs, 3 losses. Let's take a look at some of the people he's fought. Carlos Takam, Andy Ruiz, Huey Fury, Anthony Joshua, Dylan White, Derek Chisora twice, Joe Joyce, and as I said earlier, Deontay Wilder, Zhilei Zhang, and Martin Bakole. Wow, what a resume. He's fought them all. You simply can't buy that type of experience. He's seen every style, and not forgetting...
Lawrence Zwiecki's words echo the hype around boxing legends predict Joseph Parker versus Fabio Wardley. DG. He sees Parker as sharper, calmer, and mentally tougher under Andy Lee, a true throwback fighter whose discipline could define this clash while quiet pressure brews beneath that composed surface.
You know, he's a great mover, great footwork, good defense, good punch variety, he's got a good chin, and he's now hitting harder since he's packed on the size. He's an all-round good fighter, and he's now got the self-belief, the mental strength since teaming up with Andy Lee, and he fought all these guys at the peak. Really, he's a throwback fighter. I don't mean to rain on his parade, but the downside...
Adam Smith's breakdown captures the essence of this matchup. Joseph Parker looks revitalized under Andy Lee, showing the sharpness of a complete heavyweight. Yet, Fabio Wardley's power and self-belief make him unpredictable, the kind of fighter who can erase any advantage with one clean punch.
I mean, I think Parker has got wonderful skills, and under Andy Lee, he's really rejuvenated, and I think he's one of the best heavyweights in the world, period now, former world champion, of course. I think he's better than he once was, so that's a problem for Wardley, but Wardley brings that power in, and remember, Joe Joyce knocked Joe Parker out. Others have had him in trouble, Dillian White down, so you can never write Wardley out of it.
Derek Chisora doesn't mince words. He's all in on Fabio Wardley, predicting a knockout win with total conviction. Chisora's confidence comes from recognizing Wardley's raw aggression and his ability to explode when the moment arrives. If he lands clean, it could change everything for Joseph Parker in a split second.
Wardley wins this fight with a knockout. It will stop Joseph Parker. Trust me on this. Put your house on this deal, I'm telling you. It's going to be electric.
Duke McKenzie delivers a fair assessment of both men. He questions Wardley's habit of relying on power, reminding fans that Joseph Parker is far too experienced to fall for single-shot tactics. McKenzie's words highlight a key point. This fight won't just be about who hits harder, but who thinks sharper under pressure.
Yeah. I thought that he would sort of kick on before that, and he was going to really start producing some good classic boxing skills. But I think, like I say, I think he's actually, he relies on his power far too much. He hasn't brought enough to his game right now, and I thought he would have kicked on from that. If he's going to have any chance against Joseph Parker, then he can't just rely on that big right hand. Joseph Parker's a seasoned, well-schooled athlete.
Who hits hard.
Yeah, who hits hard. He's on a resurgence in terms of his confidence and where he is in boxing now, Parker. So it's a...
Tony Bellew's praise for Joseph Parker comes with weight. Victories over Zhilei Zhang and Deontay Wilder have turned Parker from contender to legitimate threat. He's dismantled elite opposition with patience and precision, proving his resurgence is no accident. But Bellew knows form can vanish fast when a power puncher like Wardley stands across the ring.
Just finished a brutal session in the gym with the boys. Bobby Howard, Big Joe Parker. I'll tell you one thing, people. I feel sorry for who we fight next.
Aid Oladipo raises a real concern. Joseph Parker's recent inactivity could be a hidden disadvantage against an active, hungry fighter like Fabio Wardley. Timing, rhythm, and sharpness fade quickly when the rounds aren't there. If Parker starts slow, Wardley will look to capitalize before the Kiwi finds his groove.
This is my biggest concern for Joseph Parker going into this fight. Joseph Parker has fought 4 minutes of action in, I think it's about 18 months.
Liam Goff captures the danger perfectly. Fabio Wardley is stepping into deep waters against a former world champion, while Joseph Parker faces an opponent who thrives in chaos. This isn't a safe matchup for either man. Wardley's unpredictability can shock, but Parker's experience can stabilize any storm. It's high stakes, high reward, and neither can afford a single mistake.
The big risk for both guys to take this fight. A big risk for Fabio Wardley because it's a massive jump up in comparison to Justis Huni, and it's the unpredictability and the unknown of Fabio Wardley for Joseph Parker. You know, so I respect the both guys for taking this fight. Frank Warren hit the nail on the head very much so with that.
Spencer Oliver highlights what makes Fabio Wardley so dangerous. Even when he's losing rounds, he never loses belief. That grit and late-round power make him unpredictable right until the final bell. Joseph Parker will need to manage distance, tempo, and composure throughout. Because once Wardley drags him into a firefight, one mistake could flip the entire story of the fight.
Makes this fight so interesting is because what we found out last time out with Fabio Wardley and Justis Huni is that Fabio's got a lot of character and he sticks in there and it's not over till it's over, and he was falling round after round behind. You go, a lot of fighters lose spirit, lose heart like that. He didn't lose spirit, lose heart, and he carries that punch right till the very end. At some point, Joseph Parker will have to engage with him, and that will give him the opportunity. But great fight, man. I love the interview.
Johnny Nelson's words point to the technical divide in this matchup. Joseph Parker at his heaviest may not be the fastest, but he's found a balance between power and precision. He's the cleaner boxer with sharper fundamentals, but added size can be a gamble. Against a relentless puncher like Wardley, that extra weight could be both weapon and weakness.
Joseph Parker will come in at a career heaviest, and Joseph Parker is technically the better fighter out of the two, the better boxer out of the two, the better fighter.
Duke McKenzie gives Fabio Wardley his flowers, acknowledging how far he's come from his white-collar roots. Each test, from David Adelaide to Fraser Clark, has built him into a fearless contender. Still, he can't afford to depend on one big shot against Joseph Parker, who reads opponents like a book. This fight will reveal whether Wardley's growth matches his ambition.
If Fabio Wardley's just reliant on that one shot, it's not going to come, because Huni didn't know how to close that fight out. Huni could have run like a thief in a night on that last round and won a landslide decision.
So how does Joe Parker take this?
Eddie Hearn's words carry the tone of a man who's seen countless champions rise and fall. His belief that this is Joseph Parker's moment says everything about the fighter's transformation. The calmness in Parker's camp, the joy in his demeanor, and the balance between family, faith, and focus have all created a version of him that looks unstoppable. But boxing isn't kind to narratives. Fabio Wardley represents the hungry generation knocking on the door, ready to rewrite the story. Hearn's observation captures the tension perfectly. The veteran versus the believer, a man chasing legacy against one chasing validation.
As well. So Joe's faced all these things that Dubois has, but not to the same extent. You know what I mean? That's the great thing for Joe, that he's been in there with these big punches. He's been in there.
Adam Smith's words echo a harsh truth that boxing never hides. Preparation defines destiny. Well, why? Whether discussing Canelo Alvarez, Usyk, or Joshua, history proves that mental focus separates champions from challengers. Smith's critique, though subtle, is a warning that even the smallest lapse in discipline can cost everything at the elite level. In the context of Parker versus Wardley, it's a reminder for both men. Parker must remain mentally locked in, while Wardley cannot rely solely on power or heart. This fight isn't just about physical strength, but composure when chaos erupts. One mistake under those bright lights can end months of perfect preparation.
Not the way that I think you should prepare for an undisputed heavyweight championship. I can't see how his mind, surely you want to give yourself the best possible chance. That said, he went out, he gave it his best, and he lost. He lost to the better man, and it was a case.
Johnny Nelson touches on a rare idea in modern boxing: fighters who transcend titles. While many chase belts, only a few command respect beyond them. Joseph Parker has quietly built that status through resilience, humility, and consistency. He doesn't chase attention, he earns it through results. But Fabio Wardley represents the new generation craving that same validation. For him, beating Parker isn't about a belt, it's about identity, proving he belongs among the world's best. Nelson's point hits deep. Sometimes legacy is measured not by what's around your waist, but by how fans remember your name when the gloves finally come off.
But I don't believe he's retired. I don't believe he's done. I do believe he's probably one of the few fighters that's bigger than the belt.
Fraser Clark gives one of the most grounded assessments of this entire clash. Having shared the ring with Fabio Wardley, he knows firsthand the power and grit that make him so dangerous. Wardley's toughness is undeniable, but Joseph Parker matches that with elite experience and composure under fire. This is not a classic boxer versus brawler setup. Both are smart, strong, and determined. Clark's insight paints the perfect picture of what's coming. A brutal yet tactical battle where durability and decision-making will define everything. The question isn't just who hits harder, but who can stay composed when the fight turns into a war.
Obviously, you've been in with Fabio Wardley on a couple of occasions. What are his biggest qualities?
Well, you don't need me to tell you nothing more than he can punch very hard. You only have to ask my face. Yeah, he can really bang, and he's gritty. He's tough and he's gritty. That's definitely his strengths. But then again, so is Joseph Parker. Very, very, very tough, very durable, very good boxing brain.
Andy Lee's admiration speaks volumes about Joseph Parker's evolution. His focus isn't just professional, it's personal, a complete mental shift that reflects in every session. Lee sees a student who absorbs, refines, and applies with precision, the mark of a mature champion. Parker's seriousness toward his craft shows a man who's not chasing hype, but perfecting mastery. His progress feels organic, built through quiet hours and relentless discipline, shaping a version of Parker that looks both dangerous and composed.
From day one to where he is now, it's quite impressive, really. I don't think I've seen a fighter with this level of, well, they're all focused, but he's very focused, he's very serious about his work, and thinks about everything we've been working on. I can see he's picking it up, and so he's really made it.
As fight night approaches, the anticipation around Joseph Parker versus Fabio Wardley has reached fever pitch. Every expert, from Andy Lee to David Hay, has highlighted one key theme: Parker's evolution into a calm, calculated technician against Wardley's fearless explosiveness. This isn't just another heavyweight clash. It's a collision between a man chasing redemption and another desperate to prove he belongs among the elite. Parker's focus sharpened under Andy Lee, and Wardley's raw ambition promise a battle where one moment could change everything. Will experience and composure prevail, or will hunger and aggression rewrite the script? Every punch, every second will carry the weight of legacy. This is more than boxing. It's destiny unfolding inside the ropes. Stay tuned, because the moment that bell rings, history might just be made before our eyes. Subscribe now for more breaking updates and ringside analysis from the world of boxing.